Is it safe?
You're talking to me?
Is it safe?
What's safe?
Glucomannan, the weight loss wonder powder that's endorsed by celebrities such as Katie Price, Gemma Collins and Marnie Simpson. Brands such as Holland & Barrett and BoomBod have been pushing this as a great way to lose weight. But what is it? How does it work? And is it safe?
Is it safe?
Yes, it's safe. It's very safe. It's so safe you wouldn't believe it.
Glucomannan is a powdered extract made from crushed elephant yam, which is also known as konjac. Its fibrous makeup allows it to absorb liquids like a thickening agent. This absorption thickens the liquid to a gel-like substance, which is why it's so prevalent in supermarket foodstuffs such as noodles, pasta and sauces. If you look at the ingredients on a food product in the supermarket and see the additive E245, it will be Glucomannan. Whilst dieters take pre-measured doses to help them make them feel full, you can buy Glucomannan in bulk from sites such as Amazon and Alibaba. So I think the first thing that we need to get out of the way is a warning. Okay, I don't endorse Glucomannan. I don't endorse any products that contain Glucomannan. I don't endorse any companies that supply Glucomannan. I don't recommend to you that you try Glucomannan, but I also don't recommend that you should dismiss it either, because you know that's not up to me. You've grown up, just do what you want. I'm just doing an experiment to see if it would help me as a fat person. Okay, I identify as a fat person because I am a fat person, and I just want to know if this is something that I could use as part of my diet. So I decided that I wanted to see how Glucomannan works. I took 250 millilitres, which is 9 ounces of water, cola, beer, milk and tea, and stirred in the powder from 2 tablets. Each tablet contains around about 500 milligrams of Glucomannan, so it works out at around about 1000 milligrams per glass. The instructions say to take the tablet 30 minutes before a meal, but I suspect 20 minutes of that is the stomach breaking down the tablet before the Glucomannan has time to react. So over the course of 10 minutes I stirred and stirred. The obvious result was that it does not dissolve well in carbonated drinks, so the cola and the beer for example. So if you think you can avoid water and just drink it with pop, forget it. I bet you didn't know that they use Glucomannan to help bulk up animal feed as well. If you watch as the camera pans over the glasses, you can see that the Glucomannan just hasn't really dissolved very well in the carbonated drinks. In the beer it just all came out the top, which is fine, you know, we kind of expect that really, it's going to froth over. But the Coca-Cola, it just sits on the top, it doesn't dissolve at all. But after the 10 minutes were up, I sort of went over them with a spoon, and you could see that the liquid had become gloopy, which was good, which is, you know, that's what we were looking for. So I went through it with the spoon, and then I decided that I wanted to put my fingers in, just to kind of feel sort of the gloopiness of it all. And with the exception of the cola and the beer, you know, you could feel that the fluids had changed, that they had become thicker as advertised, really. So that in itself is a success. It does what it says on the tin from that point of view, but it didn't feel thick enough. You know, that wasn't really going to fill me up. I mean, for example, the milk didn't feel like a thick milkshake. It just felt like a slightly thicker milk. So I had a little think, and I thought to myself, well, if that's how much you're supposed to take on 2 capsules, and if you're somebody who's like me, has a larger tummy than most fat people, what would happen if we up the dosage? Obviously, we'd have to increase the amount of fluid as well, but I didn't want to double the amount of fluid. I wanted to sort of add around about half the amount of extra fluid, just to see if if the product was going to end up being thicker and if it was going to fill me up more. So that's what I did next. So I went back into the kitchen, and this time I took apart 4 capsules and put them into shot glasses. So 2 shot glasses, 4 capsules in each, which works out at around about 2,000 milligrams. And then I put the capsules one into water, and the amount of water is 350 millilitres, so it's 12 ounces of water. And the other one is into an orange cordial, okay, because we thought we might as well do a taste test while we're at it, because this stuff's going into your stomach anyway, so we might as well try ingesting it and see what it's like. And once again, I spent 10 minutes giving it a good stir, allowing it to thicken up. And it was pretty thick, actually. It wasn't mega thick. It wasn't kind of, you know, if you poured the glass, it was going to pour out quite happily. It wasn't going to come out like a gloop. But it was certainly a lot thicker than previously. And I did feel that there was a high chance that this was actually going to fill me up. So with more fluid and more of a dosage, I'd have a better chance of being filled up. So 10 minutes later, stick our fingers in and let's have a feel. Spoon first, now our fingers, okay. And what happens? Okay, so how do they taste? Let's try the first one. That hasn't got any orange juice in it. Okay, so here it is. So this is just the plain powder mixed with water. So this is 4 tablets of powder mixed with water. I don't know what the milligrams are. I'll add that onto the video in a bit. So it has the same kind of consistency of soup, but it doesn't have an aftertaste, but it doesn't have a flavour. It's like drinking gloopy water. So therefore the sensation, the texture in your mouth isn't very nice, even though it doesn't have a taste. So let's try it. So this is the one that I've mixed with just orange cordial. Okay, so let's try this. That's fine. Do you know what it reminds me of? You know the syrup that you get inside of a can of peaches? It's that kind of, that's the texture. That's the kind of the gloopiness of it. So it's sort of not quite juice. It's that syrupy kind of feel to it. I mean, yeah, you could easily just drink that water. It'd actually be nicer. Okay. So that in itself is quite interesting, isn't it? Because what products, for example, like BoomBod are selling you is the powder mixed with a flavour that you mix with water. So there's no reason why you couldn't just buy the powder and mix it with a blackcurrant cordial, an orange cordial, whichever cordial that you particularly want, and have it that way, and you'd be saving yourself quite a lot of money. I definitely recommend though buying some vitamin B12 and vitamin C tablets to go with it, but that's alright. I was about to say that's not too bad. What I mean is that's not bad. Okay, so maybe if you want that BoomBod kind of look, this is what you should be going for.
Is it safe?
No, it's not safe. It's very dangerous. Be careful.
So I think the first thing that we need to get out of the way is a warning. Okay, I don't endorse Glucomannan. I don't endorse any products that contain Glucomannan. I don't endorse any companies that supply Glucomannan. I don't recommend to you that you try Glucomannan, but I also don't recommend that you should dismiss it either, because you know that's not up to me. You're grown up, do what you want. I'm just doing an experiment to see if it would help me as a fat person. Okay, I identify as a fat person because I am a fat person, and I just want to know if this is something that I could use as part of my diet. So Public Health Canada aren't a massive fan of this, although it is legal to actually buy in Canada, and for good reason really. You know, we've talked about how this product expands when added to fluid. Their concern is based on the fact that firstly, the tablets are themselves a choking hazard, and secondly, if you don't take enough fluid with the tablets, then there's obviously that possibility that they're going to expand in your throat, and that's also going to cause you to choke as well. I've done a search around the internet and I found other people complaining of things like extreme flatulence and diarrhea, but also people who were saying that it gummed them up on the inside and stopped them being regular, if you know what I mean. So, I don't know. I think everything comes down to really the amount of fluid that you take with it, but there's the irony that if you take too much fluid with it, then it kind of negates the whole purpose of the product in the first place, because it just thins it out and it's not doing anything. So I don't know, use at your own risk. So in conclusion, do I recommend it? Well, at the moment I don't know. What I've decided to do is take a higher dosage, so 4 tablets 3 times a day, using a calorie restricted diet, the 5-2 diet. So that's 5 days a week having no more than 800 calories, and then 2 days a week trying to be sensible about it and try and stay under 2,000 calories. And I'm going to do it for 2 weeks, and I weigh myself at the start and I weigh myself at the end of the 2 weeks, and we'll see if it's made a difference. Now, I'm not adding exercise into this, okay, so this is without exercise. This is the fat and lazy way of losing weight, of trying to use a product to lose the weight for you so you don't have to go out and do any exercise. And we all know it's irresponsible not to exercise when you're trying to lose weight, because that's what it is that's going to help you lose weight, is the exercise. But for the purpose of this experiment, we're not doing any exercise. We're just going to do 2 weeks Glucomannan, 800 calories, restricted diet, okay? And we're going to see how that goes. But so far, how do I feel about it? Ambivalent, I think, is probably the best way to put it. Having it with orange juice, it does give it a taste. It goes down quite nicely, but it doesn't fill me up. It doesn't make me feel full. So even if I have a small breakfast, let's say a couple of bananas, to go with it, I still do not feel satisfied. But on the flip side of that, I drink a lot of fluid through the day. I always have done. It's just what I do. So I drink lots of water, I drink lots of tea, and so that fluid actually fills me up more than this stuff has actually done so far. But you know, we'll see. It stopped me feeling hungry in that I feel the need to go to the fridge to get something out of the fridge, but it hasn't satisfied me. Yeah, that's the way of putting it. It hasn't satisfied the hunger. It's delayed the hunger. It hasn't satisfied it. So we'll see at the end of the 2 weeks. There's going to be another video. I'm probably going to do a video tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I'm trying to find other ways that we can use this Glucomannan to our benefit. So adding it as part of meal replacement drinks, maybe adding it as part of protein powders, you know, just the lazy ways of losing weight before we kick in with the exercise. The exercise we're going to do is the Couch to 5K. It's fantastic. A lot of people, it's helped millions of people. I've done the Couch to 5K before, and I can tell you now, at 20 stone, when I did it for the first time, you can run. If you've got the mentality, if you're that desperate to lose weight, you can run, honestly. So we're going to go through that in a couple of weeks' time. But for now, let's stick with this Glucomannan and see where it takes us. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Like, subscribe, and talk about it. Talk about the stuff down below in the comments. You know, let's get a conversation going, but be nice, all right? No nastiness. We can do without that. There's enough crap going on in this world as it is, so just be nice. Anyway, I shall see you later, and yeah, ta-da.